As we roll up on the election of 2024, we all know how important this particular election is going to be. And we all have our passions on why we're backing the people we're backing. And that's all fine and good. But what we've got ourselves into is we're diving so deep into defending these people without knowing 100% the truth. We're actually destroying lifelong relationships, very good friendships, marriages, all sorts of shit because of a freaking political disagreement. And then we get pissed off at why life is so freaking miserable when the people that made those happy memories love you with all their heart, but they voted wrong, so now you treat them like shit. Enough is enough. Life is sucking more now than ever for a lot of reasons. Some have to do with government, but others have to do with these types of stupid freaking mistakes. There are people ending friendships because they find out someone votes Democrat or Republican. Cut it out. I get it. You're frustrated because Donald Trump lovers don't see the reality in who he is as a man. I get that. And I hope to God those people that are following him are not following him because they follow the man he actually is. I hope that those people only see him as a policy, whatever the hell. Won't get into that for now. Let's just talk about the bottom line. We're frustrated because we don't see why. And we see the human being, or lack thereof, that man actually is. And we see that through history, sometimes firsthand history. Information you don't know and you refuse to listen to. Now, does that make you the problem or the other guy or girl the problem? If you're refusing to listen to history, your vote is all you are. And that's what pisses people off. It's fine to believe in someone. It's fine to look at this guy as the anti-government whatever. But the fact of the matter is the things that you are ignoring puts our entire country in a world of shit. And just because you don't see it yet doesn't mean it's not going to happen. We have World War III around the corner, and it's being blamed on the guy who just got to the party. Are you kidding me? World War III type stuff that's going on around the world is because of all these little variables were lined up. All these little pieces of the puzzle were put together by some group of people for some freaking reason. So they have us divided, fighting each other. Brilliant. But you know what's actually going on in this world? Let's break it down, okay? Who's involved in hating the United States right now? Hamas, Hezbollah, all these people that see us siding with the wrong people for whatever reason. They don't know why America's doing what it's doing. They don't know why the pullout in Afghanistan actually happened, because the people in Afghanistan only get to see a news station owned by Rupert fucking Murdoch. The same Fox News type stuff, but before the $1 billion slander, you're lying to everyone lawsuit. This is a no holds bar, no rules broadcast. Now imagine Fox at its worst times fucking 10. That's what the Afghan people are hearing about why their brothers, their sisters, their family were unalived, killed, or their lives were destroyed because Joe Biden pulled out the freaking troops. And those 13 people that, God rest their souls, those heroes, the casualties. It's Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden. All because of political. The fact of the matter is the Afghanistan pullout was not Joe Biden. It was Donald J. Trump. Every freaking detail of that was Donald J. Trump until the very end when Biden actually took over. Donald Trump took 95%, if not more, of the troops out of the country before Biden took over. Left 1,200, 1,500 troops there to defend everything, to defend the pullout, including those that lost their lives, to defend everything on that fateful day, in that fateful week. But who put that plan in motion? Who put that freaking plan in motion? It's easy to find the truth on this. All you got to do is look. we got the head of the Taliban meeting Mike Pompeo and talking to Donald Trump at Camp David. Fact. They negotiated a timeline for a withdrawal, including the amount of troops that will be gone before Joe Biden takes office. The deal that they made, that Donald Trump and Mike Pompeo made with the Taliban, was 5,000 Taliban terrorists that were in jail. And these discussions about the pullout from Afghanistan, which would cause some damage to the Afghanistan country, would kind of hurt a lot of people, don't you think? If all of a sudden the Taliban is, Americans that are protecting the whole country gets pulled out, I mean, that would do some damage. So don't you think the Afghan government should have been in on these conversations? Don't you think as a president, it's his obligation to have that country that has the problem to be included in the negotiation about the future of the fucking problem or the country? And you're blaming Joe Biden? That's a lack of research. That's willful ignorance, because all the facts are right there. Drop your freaking vote at the door, do your fucking homework, and shut up. Because you're the ones that are destroying this country right now, before the most important election in the history of this country. That's a fact, and that's your fault. So stop ending those relationships with the people that made you a happier freaking person before politics got into it. Remember the happy times you used to have with those people that voted Democrat? Now you hate them and they're evil? Are you freaking kidding me? You're a miserable person now because you don't have them in your life anymore because they voted on the wrong side of the aisle. Are you fucking kidding me? And you wonder why the world is miserable. You wonder why people are so angry and they're so quick to attack. They've been trained that way, and so have you. So wake the fuck up and realize this is about this country. This isn't about your little political ego, your red hat, your gold shoes, your sticky fucking beige Bible. It's not about any of that. It's not about you pledging your allegiance to Donald fucking Trump. It's about protecting this country. And if you look at what's going on all over the world, there's a thread that goes through every single one of them. Think of every country that is now threatening to nuke the United States, including Iran. Iran, remember them? We had a nuclear treaty that Obama fought to put on, that they wouldn't make nuclear weapons, and it would be inspected multiple times a year to make sure they weren't making nuclear weapons. Why don't we want Iran to make nuclear weapons? Well, number one, they're kind of funded by Russia. And number two, they fund Hezbollah, Hamas, Houthi, and all those fun little, our other friends. So put together in your Republican, under your red hat mind, one simple scenario. Politics out, brain in, logic in. You should try it sometime. Hey, let's start now. Here we go. The countries that are involved right now with Israel. We've got Gaza, which is kind of in the thick of things. We've got another war, Ukraine and Russia. We got Russia backing Iran. We have North Korea, China, Hungary, and all of our favorite dictators backing Russia. There was a big stockpile in the war. Ukraine bombed 500,000 pounds of North Korean weaponry. In Russia, 500 million pounds of North Korean weaponry in Russia to be launched into Ukraine or the United States or into Poland or into every other country that they're talking about taking. Do you realize all the action going in off the coast of Alaska? Yeah, Putin said he doesn't recognize the sale of Alaska to the United States. He said that years ago. No one paid attention. And then all of a sudden these Russian flybys are happening right off the coast of Alaska. And then Russia and China are doing joint military operations up and down the coast of Alaska. Now, right now, the army, the military in Alaska are actually setting up to defend the shores because Russia is talking about taking Alaska back from us. That's what's going on when you're so mad about gas prices or grocery prices. That's what's going on right now. Now, who in this country is closest to Russia? Step back from your freaking vote. Kim Jong-un. He got $20 million from Kim Jong-un, $19.8 million from Daewoo, the car company. And he got $20 million from Kim Jong-un. Did I say that? Yeah, I thought so. That Kim Jong-un is now pissed at him for. Kim Jong-un. He went to visit. He was buddies. He had a bromance. It was a very nice love letter. Remember all that? It's Kim Jong-un. Making and giving military weapons and missiles, including nukes, to Russia. And Ukraine blew it up. And then we have Israel that retaliated against a horrific October 7th attack by Hamas, funded and supported by Iran, who can now make nuclear weapons and is. And oh yeah, remember when Vladimir Putin about a month ago was talking about the largest transport battle plane bomber in Russia's history landed in Tehran, Iran, to deliver pieces needed to finish their nuclear missiles. They're proud of that. They talked about that. And now, North Korea, Iran, Russia, Hamas, Houthi, who are up against Israel, who the Americans have been funding, whether both sides of the aisle wanted to or not, without any gates, without any rules, without any guardrails, just giving them money, which I understand the MAGA people being so pissed off about that. But what the MAGA people don't understand is when that money is allocated to something like, Ukraine, a big part of that money, maybe even 50%, actually goes to American companies, actually goes to restock the weapons that are sent over to Ukraine. That dollar figure, about, I believe it was $64 million, $23 million or $24 million, stayed home to basically take the oldest weapons that we have that we're not using, give them to Ukraine, getting rid of our stuff we're not using. Getting rid of the obsolete weapons. Well, our obsolete weapons are freaking beyond 10 years of what they could come up with for themselves. So it's a win-win situation. Now, what happens with that space that we need to fill with new weapons? Well, now we've got $24 million from the Ukraine money that's actually going to pay for these new weapons being